are the 5 things you need to know to start your day. Number 1, Barack Obama off the sidelines. In a video just out this morning, the former president of the United States is making clear that he's with her, Kamala Harris.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election.
Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
With Michelle Obama. Yep, the Obama endorsement is one of the most notable signs the Democratic Party is uniting behind Harris since Joe Biden stepped out of the nominating contest. The stamp of approval comes as new polls show the race, which Donald Trump had been consistently leading, is now resetting. Number 2, capture today, a huge get for U.S. law enforcement. 2 alleged Mexican drug kingpins are now in custody. A source tells CNN American agents lured them into American soil and then snatched them up. This is Ismael Zabata Garcia, alias El Mayo. He is the co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel, the sprawling criminal organization once run by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the former cartel boss serving a life sentence in a U.S. prison. Mayo and Joaquin Guzman Lopez, one of El Chapo's sons, who you see right here, boarded a plane. They were going to inspect property. They thought they would be going elsewhere in Mexico, but that's not what happened. And they were unaware. They were instead taken to Texas near El Paso, where the FBI arrested them. These men eluded U.S. law enforcement for decades. Top officials praise the operation, calling it a strike at the heart of the cartel's deadly fentanyl manufacturing and trafficking networks. The Justice Department says both men will face several charges for leading the cartel's criminal operations. And number 3, takedown. California's governor just issued an executive order to dismantle thousands of homeless encampments scattered throughout the entire state. Gavin Newsom, in a statement, framed the directive as giving no more excuses to cities and counties who have been slow to take tent cities down. Now, the order does call on state officials to do this in a humane and dignified way. California has the largest homeless population, more than 180,000 people. Some homeless advocates, though, angry, saying the order is a punch in the gut because there is nowhere for people to go since thousands remain on wait lists for housing. Number 4, actors versus AI. Hollywood video game performers are going on strike starting at 12:01 a.m. today. The 160,000 actors have not been able to make a deal with major game developers. Those negotiations have gone on for more than a year and a half. The sticking point? Concerns about artificial intelligence and how it can replace labor. This is the second time voice actors and performance artists have gone on strike. The last time they did was 2016, and the work stoppage lasted 11 months. And one last thing. Stop entertaining the monkeys. The San Diego Zoo is worried about gorillas and phone time. Yep, that's a real thing. Zoo officials are really mad about a trend they're seeing from visitors. Patrons are behaving like gorillas. I'm Sarah Seidman. You can get more 5 Things on CNN.com/5things, and we're always streaming on Max. Those are the 5 things you need to know to get your day going. Have a great one.
To the scene here because this is where you can see this crater right here is where that rocket actually struck. The Israeli military says that this was an Iranian-made rocket that they say is only in Hezbollah's arsenal. Hezbollah has denied responsibility for this attack, but the Israeli military says that they are clear that this was Hezbollah that carried out this attack. They say that the rocket was fired from a village in southern Lebanon, and they say that this was an Iranian war rocket, that had a 50-kilo warhead attached to it. You can also see behind here there are bicycles. This scene is effectively frozen in time from the moment when this strike happened. And just to bring you over to this side, have my cameraman Hofset pan around. You can see how close this is. That cinder block building right there is a safe space. That is where you rush to when you hear hear those sirens. And so just so devastating to see how close these children were to that shelter. But obviously with just a few seconds to be able to try and rush into there once they heard those sirens was simply not enough. And the results now, 12 people, according to the Israeli military, who are dead between the ages of 10 and 20, and an entire community here that is absolutely devastated. There have been fears, not only in Israel, but also in the U.S. government, that an incident like this, one with so many casualties, notably civilian casualties, and in this case, many of them being children, that an incident like this could potentially set off a very dangerous escalation, potentially lead to war. And that is certainly the question now, is whether or not the escalation, the response from Israel will be so severe that it could lead to that all-out conflict with Hezbollah, that all-out war with Hezbollah that so many have feared. At this hour, it is too premature to say whether or not that will happen. What is clear is that we've been hearing the sounds of jets buzzing above us. We are very close to the Lebanese border here. It is clear that the Israeli military will respond to this attack, which they say was carried out by Hezbollah. How severe that response will be will determine the course of things, will determine what the counter reaction from Hezbollah will be, and will determine whether or not we are headed for a very, very dangerous and deadly path.